I won't ever forget when Eli Manning came out here for his single barrel pick.
There you go.
Yeah, but I think a product like Jim Beam White Label and then a product like Booker's, it shows and highlights all the other factors of the process that can influence flavor. So there you go.
All right, we are here at James B. Beam Distilling. I always get surprised whenever I come places. Look at that. Knob Creek 18 just hanging out. And there's the Baker's 13. I've never had that before. Have you had it? Is it pretty good?
I like the 7 better.
Is it worth $115, you think? Maybe?
I'd rather have the knob 15.
You'd rather have the 15, which is not out here today.
15 out.
Oh no. Whatever will you do?
Certain days of the week, Fred or Freddie will come in and they'll sign bottles and they'll put them back there on the table.
Oh really?
It'll just be just whatever. So like
They'll just come in, sign some, and then...
3 weeks ago they had Booker's that was signed. They had the OGD 16 that was signed.
Oh wow.
Knob 18s that were signed. They're the same price. They'll just come through and sign like 3 or 4 cases of them and stick them back there. And first come, first serve.
Huh. How about that?
But their gift shop's usually pretty standard.
This is really nice. So big shout out to Knob Creek for allowing me to film this entire experience. This is the single barrel experience, which is new. They have the new cask strength single barrels from Knob Creek, which is different than the 120 proof that they're very well known for. This is all cask strength, could be a variation of proofs. This is an experience that I was invited on from my friends at Broughton Street Liquor. No, this is not my single barrel. No, I am not affiliated with this single barrel. I was just invited to come and enjoy the experience and also taste all of the incredible expressions that they had for us that day. So come along, see what they have to offer, and check out this cool story about Jim Beam. How many rick houses are on this property?
We got 40, right over 40, so like
Wow.
46, I think.
46?
Just on this property?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then over 100 across the 3 different locations that we have. 3.2 million resting barrels right now.
3.2 million barrels. That is...
Enough.
It's enough.
There's enough barrels.
It's enough.
There's enough barrels in Kentucky. I think for every Kentucky to get 2 barrels. Couple rules before we do go in. Obviously, no smoking, no vaping. Another one, please don't sit on any of the barrels. First of all, make your butt dirty, but also dangerous. Don't walk between any of the ricks for me. And then also that middle aisle when we go in, I don't mind if you guys kind of wander around, but don't wander too far. That middle aisle will have our elevator lift. That's the only main, automation that we're using to get these barrels up. Everything else is manual labor by our warehouse team. But that warehouse, or that elevator lift, if you step on it, you could break it, but also if it's up, there's a big old hole in the middle of the floor. My last rule, which I'm gonna emphasize on this one, I've had to add this onto my list of rules, is no jumping off this platform, please. I have gotten in trouble.
Somebody who's done it.
I've gotten in trouble from one of my groups. That was after the sampling, so.
Of course.
All right.
I like having that bald head in my view right here.
Oh, is that what it is?
Uh-huh.
We're shining this.
Last time we were here, pick my barrel.
Everything in your selection. So I will point out, we haven't done a Knob Creek cask strength selection yet, right? Okay, so you do understand, it's kind of changed a bit, as it's evolved over since January, honestly. Just figuring out what we can bottle, because we do have a limit on proof of what we can bottle now at this point. And then also it opened up a selection pool to go lower than 120 proof. I don't know if you got some in your kit selection that were lower than 120 proof.
No.
Here on site we have lower barrels, so your selection will range, the pool that we pull from is anywhere from 113, goes as low as 113, all the way up to 128.2 is the highest we can go. They've seen these barrels sitting here in the warehouse before they go to bottling, proof up about 3 proof points. So there's almost a little, Yeah, little playroom for us to get up to 133. That's the highest they can bottle. So 128 is the cutoff on what they're pulling for these barrels. Urals, I have a pretty good range of proofs in this selection. Pretty good range of warehouses. I do have 2 sister barrels in this selection. I had 2 sister barrels in my last selection, and they tasted completely different. One was like a complete yes, and one was a complete no. So you never know what you're gonna deal with whenever you get a sister barrel. But I love that it highlights that 2 barrels can sit right next to each other and age completely differently. Awesome. You guys probably knocked open some barrels before, right?
Yes.
All right.
Or Michael loves bongs. Yeah, Michael's the bong guy. He likes bongs.
I'm not the one to rush to it.
Nice.
Are you all of them right there?
Yeah.
Oh.
Somebody else? I loosen these up. Nice.
Come on now, Sean. Come on, Ron. Go ahead. Come on, Ron. Zach, jump in there. Come on.
I know there's some bugs.
Zach, go ahead. Zach, go ahead.
All right, you hit the side or?
Yeah.
The best spot is to hit on this bung stave. It'll knock it loose a little bit easier. There you go. Maybe check it.
Yeah,
Sometimes they jump. Okay.
Yeah. Smack it.
Get it. Smack it. Oh, that one might be SOL. That one shoved it back further.
That's like Donkey Kong.
No, it is back inside.
Yeah, I knocked it once. Not just me. Okay, not just me.
No, you meant back inside.
I hit it once.
Gotta get into that.
You gonna do this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
It is what it
It's
is.
back inside now.
Yeah.
There's not coming out.
Smacked it.
I cracked it once pretty good, but.
There we go.
All right. Go ahead, grab a setting,
Okay.
because we're gonna fill up all of our glasses first, and then we'll do our tasting. Information for these barrels, but I assume you guys want to go in blind.
We do not want that.
No, we don't. No.
No.
Do not tell.
Do
No.
not mention a word.
I will not.
All the,
Interesting.
yeah.
So we're gonna start filling up each one A, B, C, D, and we will taste from there. And one thing I've learned recently, man, when they're cold, they're completely different than when they're actually room
Yes.
temp.
Day and night.
Day and night, yeah. Some of the best barrels I've found have been terrible when they're cold. Really, really good when they warm up in your hands. There is sediment.
We shouldn't see it in this one.
I got something on
You
me.
guys see?
Yeah, you got some for sure. Stuck that in the bottom of the barrel for you. Well, I'm sitting here in the Jim Beam Rick House, drinking Cask Strength Jim Beam from the barrel, just down there. Awesome tour guide, and look at this environment here, guys. Wow, all the way down, barrels as far as the eye can see. It's even got little fresh grass clippings going on here. This is a cool experience to kind of see what got me into bourbon, what got me excited about bourbon is this distillery, Maker's Mark Distillery, a lot of these beam-oriented legacy distilleries. It's really humbling to be back to what made this channel popular. You know, we always talked about, you know, these special releases and all of these other awesome things that we've been able to accomplish in the past few years for this channel. But man, I mean, Cask Strength from a rick house, kind of cool. Starting off, A has that nuttiness. A has the nuttiness from the Jim Beam that you would expect. It's so cool. It's so interesting to see. Wow, that is good. And it's hot, but it's cold. It's like the glass is cold, but the bourbon's hot. And then the rest of it is history, guys. Look at this.
So we're gonna go get back to the tasting. Let's go talk to everybody. There's actually stuff on the floor. I just fell over here. Look at this. I just tripped over these. These are pieces of wood that hold the barrels in place as they roll them down the rick. Yeah, so we're gonna go talk to everybody, see what they think, and number one's pretty good. It's not my favorite Jim Beam I've ever had, but it's also not bad. Let's go try them and see what we get.
Literally listed on one of our papers as fresh.
So if you look
for
at
us.
this barrel, this is the one
You are
that's the
getting
least
some
full.
for
I
us.
mean, it is
You know
easy
where
to
it's
move,
at.
right? But look, they've tapped it 1, 2, 3 times at least, maybe 4. No vent holes on the top, because this is obviously the top being up here. But they've tapped into this one quite a few times. I'm curious to see what letter D tastes like, considering this one, at least on this side, I can't see any taps. Maybe this was filling a leak. And then none on this, this is the top and that's the bottom, nothing there. And this one's definitely been tapped at least once. Interesting. So what is your favorite part about your job? Putting you on the spot.
No, no, I can't do it.
Yeah, you can. Come on.
Look, give me a minute to think about it.
No,
Come
no,
back
no,
to me.
no. Tell me your day-to-day cycle. Like what's your day-to-day life look like when
What
you
does my
work?
day-to-day life look like?
Yeah, like when
it
you're working
changes every
here.
day.
Does it?
Yeah.
And what does that mean?
I have different groups every day. I could be leading an educational group of reps. I could be doing a VIP group, small, intimate. I could be doing single barrel selections all day. Like
Which
I'm
one do
doing
you like
today.
the most? Do you like educating, or are you more like the tasting experience, kind of the nuances of the barrels?
I really enjoy the education because I like the science behind everything, but I also love the history.
Yeah.
I always say that my job's the easiest here at Jim Beam because we have such a rich history.
Yeah.
These newer craft distilleries have such. There's some ground to be put under their feet
Yeah.
still. So.
What's
I
your
think my job's easy.
favorite educational fact about Jim Beam most people may not know? What's a cool
I always
what's a cool fact?
talk about our mash bill. All
Okay.
of your core products like Jim Beam, Knob Creek, Booker's, and Baker's, they all start out exactly the same, which a lot of people don't know because a lot of different distilleries, the difference between products is their mash bill. But I think a product like Jim Beam White Label and then a product like Booker's, it shows and highlights all the other factors of the process that can influence flavor. So distillation proof, bottling proof, age, batch size, where those barrels sat in the warehouse, everything can influence flavor, not just your grains and your yeast.
Yeah. A lot of people don't understand how much impact the wood really does have.
Yep, it's about 60 to 70% is what we say.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is arguably the most important part of the process, but Freddie always says if you don't start off with good quality ingredients and practices and processes, you're not going to end up with good quality bourbon. You can't let the barrel hide any sort of bad quality.
What is your favorite Jim Beam product?
One that we continuously make is Baker's 13.
So that's one that you really dig.
Yes, my favorite of all time that I've ever tried was Distiller Share number 4.
Really?
It was a blend of our Hardin's Creek tri-pack series. So it was 17-year-old liquid aged in Frankfort, Kentucky, Boston, Kentucky, and here in Claremont. And then that was sold as a tri-pack series. Different locations, different environments aged that bourbon differently.
Yeah.
But then Distiller Share 4 is an experimental series, and they blended all 3 of those together. It's my favorite.
Okay. Now answer the first question.
What's my favorite thing I love about my job?
Yeah, what's your favorite thing about
Favorite
your job?
thing about my job? I think it's all the different people I get to meet.
Yeah.
I'm not sitting in an office all day.
You're watching guys try and hammer open a barrel that's not opening.
I hate that. That's why I loosened all of these barrels beforehand.
There's no way you did number 4 unless
didn't.
you accidentally hit it.
I don't know, maybe I hit it in a little bit harder than I thought. I knocked them all open and then I hit once on every single one.
Yeah.
So,
Have you already tried all these?
huh?
Have you already tried all these?
No.
Yeah, I'm not. Okay. So, based upon my experience in general with this kind of stuff, barrel number 4 has had 3 or 4 tastings on it. Not particularly from the bung, but definitely from a drill. So, like, whoever's selecting the barrels for single barrel
Oh, you mean our
selection.
blending team?
Yeah. So, whoever's doing that has definitely tried this one and has walked it along its journey a lot more than these other
Okay.
3.
So you think they hit it at a couple different ages?
Yeah, you can see the spirals in it.
So we always do birthday checkup. So first
Really?
year, And then it's a matter of what that product is going to be every year or so to figure out what kind of samples they need
And
to
how
go
does
out and
that
take.
work? So it either goes from Old Granddad to something to Knob Creek to maybe Booker's? Like, how does that work? Does the barrel go in? Does it go into the barrel saying this is going to be a Knob Creek no matter what?
I love it. I always say that your barrel's fate isn't determined whenever it is filled. Like, I don't know that that's going to be a Knob Creek single barrel when I filled it. It has Knob Creek distillate, which is different from a Jim Beam distillate because they come off the still at different proofs. They go into the barrel with different water amounts added.
Yeah.
So we know it's a Knob Creek distillate that went into that barrel. When we check up on it every year or so, that's determining the difference between if it's a Knob Creek 12-year blended into that small batch or if it's a Knob Creek single barrel. Maybe it needs some more time. It's going to sit to be a Knob Creek 18.
Gotcha. What was one of your favorite experiences you've had here so far? You've been here for 2 years, you said. So, like,
Yeah.
what's something that just kind of core memory for you?
Give me a minute to think about this one. I won't ever forget when Eli Manning came out here for his single barrel pick.
There you go.
Yeah.
Little starstruck,
I
I'm sure.
started his tour, actually. I don't know much about football, so I think that's why they put me on it.
Probably.
So I wouldn't be starstruck. But I led maybe about 5 or 10 minutes of his tour, and then Freddie came in. And then the camera crew, when they got up, they were like, okay, you need to get out of the shot. And I was like, okay. But I totally respect.
You got to meet Eli Manning. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, shook his hand.
Shook his hand.
Shook his hand. He picked, I think, like 16 barrels.
Oh, really? Is that for a charity or something?
It was for his Super Bowl pick.
Oh, okay, cool.
It was called the Bold Pick
Great.
in 2024. Because there's definitely some that are
Some characters.
some characters for sure.
For example, whoever jumped off the sledge
Yeah.
and got you in
I
trouble.
will say, yeah, our safety team was driving by around the exact moment that he jumped off that ledge, and I didn't even know. I wasn't looking, and then I got pulled into the office later that day.
Yeah.
Now I
wasn't-
add it to my safety spiel. But
Yeah.
oh, great, that's awesome. You know who's gonna talk about it? David.
David was talking about it?
David. He'll be the only one who just sit and makes fun of me. So
Good. Well, I'll leave all of that in there for
yeah,
you.
thanks, David.
So have you had all 4 yet, or you only had which ones?
All 4.
Which one do you think's the winner? I mean, what are you thinking? This is
I
pretty
have
cool.
to go with number D because that's the one.
Number D.
Yeah, number D because that's the one I banged on real hard. Yeah. It took me a lot of work to get it open, so that was the one I was all about. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
A was a spicy boy. Yeah.
A was spicy. What about you?
I'm going with letter 4.
Letter 4.
One upper.
Yeah.
I'm also partial to D.
Yeah.
It's a caramel bomb.
It's significantly different than the other 3,
It is.
and I have my inclination on why. So, faux for you.
Number D for you, letter 4.
It's faux.
So someone else
It's faux for me.
someone else has IPS.
it's faux. It's just good. I mean, it's all around good. And you go over, you touch that barrel, you're looking at probably 60% juice. You're looking at a lower quantity that you're going to have to turn and sell. And it's got everything there for almost a 10-year bourbon. It's good. And it's got all that flavor.
Would you happen to have a wipe down or anything?
I don't have any towels or anything.
Okay. Between the kneecap? Yep. When you get to this point, you don't have to worry about it. I can't bend over it. Yep. Things pretty low. Yeah. It's half. I said 60% was my estimate, but it could be even lower. Cross contamination. That one's pretty. Like this is it. You can see it pretty clearly.
That's so clear.
Yep.
I'd say that's half. I'd say the other one might be lower than half.
Yeah, that was my first. You're looking at here.
Yeah, that's about right. Which normally they're 400 to 500 pounds, right?
Yeah.
So
550 is usually
yeah,
what-
so like 550. Then you're sitting at maybe 250 pounds, and that's why it's so much easier to move than maybe that one that's 3/4 full, which could be still close to 375.
Yes.
Ready
Do
to
you want
roll.
to hear
Yes.
information?
Yes. Oh, no. No. Just send it to him and not let him see anything. I definitely want it. All right,
Okay.
let's do it.
You want them all?
No. Yes. Okay, yes.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You like the D.
Well, that's true.
I like the barrel D, not the D.
I heard
Let's
you like
get
the D.
it right.
I heard you like the D.
You know, I propose to name these 1, 2, 3, 4 just because of that.
That's a good, yeah.
You probably should.
A was filled September 23rd, 2015. It's from Warehouse Z. Sat on the 5th floor. It's 127.91 proof.
I believe that. That was the one I thought was spicy.
B was filled October 26th, 2015. Came from Warehouse X, which is our Chappies property over there. 122.4 proof. Sat on the 3rd floor. Makes sense. C, December 14th, 2015. Warehouse W, it came from floor 2, which means it's going to be a little bit lower proof. It's 116.69
That
proof.
tracks too.
On what?
116.69 proof. D was September 23rd, 2015 again, just like A, it's a sister barrel, so it came from Warehouse Z. Sat on floor 5, it was 127.67 proof.
And A and D were the sister barrels.
Sister barrels.
Yeah,
Sat right
that
next to each other.
tracks.
That's why.
That tracks. That's why they were.
No, well, that is why.
They were the two best ones.
But you can tell the difference.
Yeah.
It's very, very, very similar.
Yeah.
There wasn't.
That
There wasn't a huge difference
No,
Yeah.
there wasn't.
at all.
I thought A was. D likes the D. Yeah. Did he like the D?
Like I said, that Knob Creek was not my barrel pick, but I did have a great time. Big shout out to Broughton Street Liquor. Thank you for letting me join. Now, this is a little bit of a sneak peek at the Driftless Glen barrel pick that I have coming out. They let me pick some of the best bourbon that they have available, and it is in fact the oldest bourbon that they have ever released to anybody. So be sure to check these out. Awesome video coming out soon. That barrel pick should be out by the end of June. Check out the Patreon if you're interested in that. And I also have an extremely limited Patreon only release. That is this particular bottle called Angel Share. Due to the amount that evaporated, it was insane. It's an incredible bottle, but only 48 bottles are available. So be sure to check that out on Patreon when the video drops at the end of June. Aside from that, guys, I appreciate you watching. Check out the Discord, and as always, Bourbon Hunter out.